Hey guys, Mike with Chassis Parts Online. Just wanted to go over with you, show you everything that comes in the box when you order our lower control arms. Now these happen to be a set of stock length lower control arms for the 03 to 11 Crown Vic chassis. Now the only difference between these and the one that's shorter is the length at the very front, right up here. That's it. That's the only difference. They're going to have all the same parts. Everything fits the same way. It's just a different length. Okay, so I've already given you a video showing what goes into the bagged control arms box, but this is the most popular one we sell for struts or coilovers. So I wanted to explain to you what all these parts are. Okay, we'll start with a ball joint. This ball joint is the same one that fits the factory control arms. Okay, it's the Crown Vic K80141. Okay, and it goes in there upside down just like that. It's got some threads there to keep it from moving. And when you get ready to do one of these, take this ball joint and throw it in the freezer for about 3 hours before you go to install it. When you go to install it, put some anti-seize around here before you put it in. Put some anti-seize inside there. The thing will go in better, and in case you need to change it out later on. And then once you get this in there, this ring goes on top. That's a spacer basically. Okay, once that goes on, then you got your snap ring that goes onto that. Okay, that's how that goes. All right. The next thing is the poly bushings at the back. Okay, these are energy suspension polyurethane bushings. These are actually graphite impregnated. If you look at it real close, you can see the little gray specks. Okay, that's graphite. That means they're not going to squeak. And since they're energy suspension, you can buy them from just about any auto parts store that sells energy stuff. Or you can go to suspension.com and order them one at a time, two at a time, however much you want. The part number's right on, just like any other energy suspension. Part number's right there on it, 2892. Okay, that makes it easy if you need to replace it, or you can get with me and I'll get you some. Okay, when you go to put these in, you're going to use a rubber mallet or something to put them inside the bushing here, bush outer sleeve, I guess you could call it. You can hammer those in with a rubber mallet, plastic hammer, plastic dead blow hammer. It usually works pretty good. Use some Vaseline or some light oil inside there to do that. Once you got both of those in, you can put this inner sleeve in. This inner sleeve goes in the same way. Okay, a little bit of light oil or some Vaseline in it. Knock it in, press it in, whatever you want to do. It'll go right in. Okay. Now, once you get that in and you're ready to stick the control arm on the frame, you're going to need to put one of these washers on each side of that bushing, when that bushing's in there, one on each side. Okay, and the reason for that is in the stock Crown Vic frame, you got a slotted hole, and that slotted hole would tear this, okay, as it's set against it. So we got one of those to go on each side for this to ride on. Okay, and these are stainless. These are stainless washers, so you don't have to worry about powder coating them. You don't have to worry about them rusting later on. But that will rotate against that very easy and not wear your bushings out. It won't squeak. Okay. Once you get it installed, you're going to need the next thing you're going to have is the rear bushing. Now you can use the factory rear bushing, or you can get an aftermarket bushing. I suggest the ones from Outcast. He makes a very good quality product. And if you use his, get with me and I will send you a sleeve, because you'll need a sleeve to go over this bolt that's a little different size than the one in his kit. I believe his is made for the factory bolt, which is a 14 millimeter bolt, and this is a half bolt. It's a half by 4.5 grade 8 bolt. Okay, but mine uses this washer on the bolt, and then uses the stainless washer on each end of the bushing in the frame, either the factory bushing or aftermarket. Now, the Outcast kit may come with which washers too, I don't know. But that's how that goes. Okay. When you get ready to go put this in the vehicle, you're going to have the factory bolt right there, and well, it's not really the factory bolt. That's my bolt. It's a 5/8 11 by 5-inch bolt. 5/8 11 by 5.5 also works, and this is a flange lock nut. Okay, so this is an actual lock nut, and it's a flange lock nut. We used to use the nylon insert lock nuts, but I just don't think they have a hold after you've taken them apart and put them together a couple times. Okay, now what's cool about these control arms is they come with the cam washers. Okay, that's usually extra with control arms, but in my kits, the bolt and the cam washers come together. That's a separate kit you can buy from me if you are using factory control arms. But these come in this kit. Head of the bolt goes in there. That's the other end. And on the website, there's some pictures of where you need to trim with that washer. You turn the washer one way, and you can see the half moon, the part where you got to trim. Turn it the other way. You can see how much you got to trim the other way on both sides. Okay. If you do trim those, and you like have a carbide tool to trim the aluminum to ream it out, let me give you a little tip. Get that reamer hot on some steel, and then dip it in a candle or some type of wax, and the aluminum will not stick to it as much. Okay, this goes through the bottom, obviously through the end of there, into the factory aluminum cross member or aftermarket cross member, however you're gonna. Okay, all right, and then these arms have a double strut mount. Okay, that's for the factory struts or aftermarket struts. Okay, now that rear upper hole is stock height, and the lower forward hole is going to be 1 inch shorter. Okay, and that's using like a civilian spring, and this set comes with these washers right here. That's two half or quarter-inch thick washers a piece. So that's a 1/2 inch on either side if you need them with your coilovers. Okay, you may not. Depends on the coilover brand and what comes with it. Okay, so that's basically how these go together. And I'll tell you another tip: if you're using the factory struts, okay, and you don't like the ride, let's say it's too high, it's too stiff, whatever, or you got police springs and you're not happy with how stiff it is, you can go to Speedway Motors, Jegs, Summit, whatever, and find coil springs for Mustang 2. Mustang 2 front coil springs have the same height and taper as the Crown Vic strut springs. Okay, so you can order springs off of there in just about any height you want and just about any pound rating. From what I understand, people are running 10-inch and 450 pound, 500 pounds, somewhere right in there, depending on the motor you're running, and that'll give you a little bit better ride quality, give you a softer ride, or if you want a stiffer ride, you can go with more higher pound rating. You got a bigger motor, go with a bigger pound rating. But that gives you at least a way to adjust your suspension so you're not just stuck with that factory strut. Okay. If you have any other questions about where any of this stuff goes, feel free to message me. You can text message me. You got my phone numbers on the website. You can email me, or you can even call me. I'll answer the phone most of the time, and that pretty much explains where everything goes. But hey, people still have questions sometimes, and hey, that's okay. Thanks for watching. Hit like and subscribe, and go easy on me. This is probably my third video that I've made for the channel. I'll get some professional video equipment and do some more practicing, do some editing, and do some install videos on these as well. Till then, peace.